YouTuber setting up his camera. Hey guys, today we're talking about Netflix artwork methodology is genius. Um, so all the information I've compiled here comes from 8 different tech blog articles written by Netflix staff. Netflix runs a beautiful tech blog. They also have a couple of blogs on like their main site. So you might think like, why are artworks like that relevant? The obvious comparison here is to YouTube. For example, YouTube thumbnails, and with the ever-growing streaming world, thumbnails, artwork, the cover art of your film is going to be very, very important. The power of a picture. In early 2014, we conducted some consumer research studies that indicated artwork was not only the biggest influencer to a member's decision to watch content, but it also constituted over 82% of their focus while browsing Netflix. We also saw that users spent an average of 1.8 seconds considering each title they were presented with while on Netflix. We were surprised by how much impact an image had on a member finding great content and how little time we had to capture their interest. So artworks are essential. So we've got 4 kind of findings that Netflix discovered about thumbnails. First one is emotions are an efficient way of conveying complex nuances. You see, it's well known that humans are hardwired to respond to faces. We have seen this to be consistent across all mediums, but it's important to know that faces with complex emotions outperform stoic or benign expressions. Seeing a range of emotions actually compels people to watch a story more. Here we've got some examples of unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. As you learn later, Netflix actually has a lot of variations of artworks, and they can dynamically switch between them depending on the user profile that is watching them. Great stories travel, but regional nuances can be powerful. Here, Netflix has discovered that in different areas of the world, a different artwork might do better. For example, this is doing great in the USA, this is doing great in Brazil, it's doing great in Germany, it's doing great in the UK. Very interesting. Nice guys often finish last. Netflix has a bit of humor. Um, So, through our research, we have seen that using visible, recognizable characters, and especially polarizing ones, results in more engagement. Oh, here I've got some example from How to Train Your Dragon. Those 2 images with the check marks were doing the best. Got a big character taking a big portion of the artwork, and he's a very polarizing character, memorable. Less is more when it comes to cast size. With Orange is the New Black, on the first season, they were experimenting with fitting multiple cast into one artwork, but the tendency for the image to win dropped. And in season 2 and 3, they decided to stick with less people or a single person, and those artworks perform better. So, how Netflix makes those decisions, which artwork performs better than the other, is through a process called A/B testing. They have a deep culture of experimentation. They're very data driven. A/B testing is essentially dividing their users into test groups and then serving one group one version of the artwork, another group another version of the artwork, and seeing which group responds more to which artwork, and then deciding and hypothesizing that, okay, this artwork is doing better because X, Y, and Z. And yeah, here we can see a couple of variations for the Stranger Things artworks. They cover a wide range of themes. Let's have a closer look at how artwork personalization might look like. We have a couple of examples here. So on the left, we can see the 3 films that a user has watched before, and therefore the Goodwill Hunting artwork will look something like this to reflect what the viewer has seen previously, right? Here we have another one. This, and then a Goodwill Hunting artwork. As you can see, totally different, right? Another scenario, Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction. see the use of the same actors. So now let's have a look at how Netflix decides what is suitable for a network and what is not. They set up a couple of goals. Identify artworks that enables members to find a story they wanted to watch faster. Ensure that our members increase engagement with each title and also watch more and aggregate. Ensure that we don't misrepresent titles as we evaluate multiple images. Here we have an example of House of Cards. They often like to use this format where we have a background image, optional badge for a new episode, title, and also a Netflix badge. This also works for episodes airing in different countries with different language of a title. So this is what really blew my mind. Netflix uses something called AVA. It's a collection of tools and algorithms designed to surface high quality imagery from the videos on their service. A single season of average TV show, about 10 episodes, contains nearly 9 million total frames. Asking creative directors to efficiently sift through that many frames of video to identify one frame that will capture an audience's attention is tedious and inefficient. So, how does this algorithm work? One of the things that that the algorithms looks at are visual properties like brightness, color, contrast, and even motion blur. It can also do face detection, motion estimation, camera shot identification, object detection. Here we see an example of the algorithm detecting faces. Here we've had an example of using optical flow to predict the camera motion. You can take it even farther and have the algorithm detect the face and then check the composition, whether this is something that will work for an artwork or not. On top of detecting faces, it is able to detect what kind of emotion is shown on the face. And then it can decide what are the favorable emotions to have on the artwork. Here we have some examples of images that are ranked low because the facial expression is bad. Furthermore, it can also detect an object face, whatever, and then also predict um, cannot test the desired composition, the desired crop that is required for an artwork. We see an example from BoJack Horseman. There's no face to detect, so they actually look for an object with multiple edges, and then that is decided to be the object of interest. It's absolutely crazy what they're able to do. Um, Trying to do this manually would take so much time. And I know because I've actually went through a couple of my projects and then extracted frames to use as artworks or kind of photos from the shoot. But this is just so fast. You could just run it through the software and have it instantly. Netflix actually really likes open source software. They use VMAF for quality testing. That's open source, and maybe in the future they will open source Ava and let us have a play with it. That would be so awesome. Well, till then, hopefully we can watch what they're doing, learn from them, apply it to our own work, and see the results. Well, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.